time for Nerdgasm.
Hey, what's up, Nerdgasm fans? Jerry here, aka Barnacules. Now, you guys know that photography and video is a big part of what I do here on YouTube and on my social networks like Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. So having a good camera on my phone is hugely important. And unfortunately, that was the reason that I had to take my OnePlus One and kind of put it on the sideline as my secondary phone, and unfortunately had to go back to the iPhone 6. Now, before you guys freak out, because all my Android fans out there are really keen on the OnePlus One, it is a phenomenal phone, but it does have some severe shortcomings when it takes to just being able to snap a picture very, very fast in low light and with high motion and get good results. And I found the iPhone, just the software and hardware mix, gives you the better option. But there is a product that just came out for the iPhone 6, and specifically the company is called Ztylus. Now, they sent me this. It's a case for my iPhone 6. Now, guys, I already reviewed their case for the iPhone 5S back when I was using that, and I absolutely loved that case. And my wife loved it so much, she actually got one and had it on her phone, and honestly, it's still on her phone today, as you can see right here. But now, since I got the iPhone 6, Ztylus found out about it. They probably stalked me on social media or something. But anyways, they mailed me out their latest case, and it has the same little attachment with all of the different lenses in it. And they sent me something new that they have, and I think this is pretty cool. This is actually an attachment ring light. So this ring light attaches onto that case, and now you've got a ring light with your phone wherever you go. So between that and the pack of lenses, it now turns your iPhone into a little bit of an SLR with a huge lens selection and now lighting options. So I think that's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and take this thing out of the case, stick it on the phone, and see what kind of a difference it makes. Hey, and you Android fanboys, just simmer down. I still use it for playing games. Sometimes. All right, guys, well, here we have the boxes. I'm going to go ahead and set the ring light to the side, and we'll go ahead and unbox that last. But this right here is the main kit. It contains the case, and it contains the lens pack. Now, if we look here on the front of the box, it tells you what type of lenses you're getting in this lens pack, and that is you get a fisheye lens that's capable of 180-degree field of view. You get a wide-angle lens, which is approximately double that of the normal iPhone, which would have been really came in handy yesterday when I was shooting the 360-degree photos for my 3D model. That would have been handy. It's got a 10x macro lens, which is fantastic. You can literally like lay the thing up against stuff to take very, very detailed pictures. And of course, it comes with a circular polarizer. Now, if you've ever shot photos outside, these come in handy, especially when you want to cut glare off windshields and off of water surfaces. All right, so let's go ahead and open this up. And I have to tell you guys, I am genuinely excited because when I switched to the OnePlus One, I really liked the phone, but the one thing I really missed was the case with the lens pack on it. And I wish that they made this for more phones, but for some reason right now, they only do it for iPhone. All right, we're gonna go ahead and slide some more boxes out of the big box. Now, one thing I really like about them is the packaging. The case looks really, really nice, but you can actually open up a Velcro cover on the back, and it gives you a lot more information. It gives you some examples of the different types of photos that the lenses allow you to take. And the same thing is true for the lens pack. You can open up on the back, and it shows you the same type of data. And even on the ring light, same thing. And here is the case itself. So let's go ahead and open this up. All right, we slide it out. Looks like there's some paperwork in there. Well, luckily for me, this looks like it works exactly the same as the iPhone 5 case did. So you know what? I don't need these instructions. Now, all you do to install the case is you basically just unscrew this little nut down here at the bottom. And then you slide the bottom off. These two pieces just slide apart. And then the phone slides up in like that. And it looks like it clears my screen protector perfectly because I have a very thick screen protector on here. And then the bottom just slides into place. It's a very, very tight fit, but even though it's a tight fit, they still have that little nut that locks it together. Now, I really like this design because it basically forces the case to be one solid piece surrounding the phone so that it doesn't break or pop off if you drop the phone. But there's also a downside to it, and that is my wife lost the little nut at the bottom. Now, it's tight enough fitting that she hasn't had a problem with it, but when it goes in and out of your pocket and everything like that, and you're, you know, if you have like a wallet or something rubbing on it and everything, it can loosen up. So make sure you torque that thing down pretty good. All right, the first thing I noticed after installing the case is that it actually has a very, very nice textured back on it that actually makes it really easy to hold on to. Now, one of the reasons why you want to put a case on your iPhone 6 is if you have one, you already know that thing is pretty much designed after a bar of soap. I've dropped my iPhone 6 like a dozen times, and every time I'm like... And then I luck out and it lands perfectly flat and the screen doesn't shatter. So it's almost like Apple designed this thing to need a case to hold on to. I also like that the cutouts are really, really big on the case around like the little switches. And the little buttons like the power button on the side and the volume up and down button are very tactile. They have a very mechanical click to them. They're not like some of the cases where they just put a little rubber bumper in there and you don't really know if it's making contact with the button inside. It seems to be very good quality. All right, well, if you guys just happened to buy the case and you didn't care about the ring light and you didn't care about the lenses, at least it does come with one insert out of the box. That's the kickstand right here. And it's kind of held in with some magnetism. You got to get up under there with your fingernail. And I'm not going to lie, it can be tricky to get it out, but once you figure it out, you can get it pretty easily. But it can be tricky. And you pull the kickstand out and you set the phone like this, or you can tilt it back more. There's a little bit of an angle to play around with. But the one thing I don't like about it, and I wish they had fixed this by now, is sometimes I want the phone in this orientation. And this actually does not turn to go into that orientation, so you can't use it as a kickstand for vertical, only horizontal. Now, to remove that, all you do is there's a little clip in place. You just grab it and twist, and the little kickstand pops out. Now you can see there's just a big, huge hole there where you can see the almighty Apple logo. But this hole is what makes this case awesome, because that's what allows it to have those accessories that really make this case cool. Now, if you just want a case with a kickstand, I guess you could buy this one. But realistically, guys, if you're going to get the case, get the kit. You're going to want the lenses. That's the whole point of this thing, in my opinion. All right, so now we have the lens pack right here. So we're going to go ahead and open this up. Man, I am just destroyer of boxes today. It looks like it came with the same instructions as the case. If you flip it over, it shows you how to put the dial on, how to rotate it, and everything like that. But I already know what I'm doing. I'm a professional here, folks. All right, so if we open this guy up, we have the lens pack right here. And the way that this lens pack works is actually really neat. The lenses fold into place and snap into place, so there's no glass exposed. You could throw this in your pocket with your car keys and you're not going to scratch up your lenses. Another really cool thing is the lenses themselves, when it's on the phone, will lock into place. You can see I can't pull that lens out. It looks like we have a little plush carrying case that you can put it into. It's like a little microfiber carrying case. It also came with a lens cleaner that has their URL on it. And we got some stickers, because everybody likes to put stickers of everything they buy on everything. Am I right?
Am I right?
Tell me I'm right.
I'm wrong, aren't I? All right, guys, well, the boring part of the video is over, because now we can actually get to the lenses. That's what makes this thing really cool. So this is the RV2 lens attachment, so I'm guessing that's their second iteration. And all you do is, if you look at the little lens pack, there's a little red dot on the button. And all you do is line that up with the little red dot on the bottom and turn it, and it snaps into place. Now, I love how easy this goes on and off. The kickstand can be a little bit of a trick, but this guy is really, really easy. You just line it up, it clicks into place. To take it off, you just push the little button, twist it, so it goes on and comes off very, very easily. And I think that's important for something like this, especially when you're swapping out multiple accessories. Now, it's kind of an ingenious design. So what you do is you rotate to the lens you want. The lenses are marked on the inside, like this one right here is your wide and your macro. You rotate your circular polarizer and your fisheye. So let's say we want a fisheye lens. So what we do is we rotate the fisheye to this point, we pull it out. Ooh, it's spring-loaded now. So they've upgraded this. The lens pack from the original iPhone 5 case, these just pulled out. Now it's like a switchblade. It pops out and it's spring-loaded. That is cool. And then once it pops out, you see there's a gap here. You actually push on it and it goes up against the case. So now it's tight on there. You're not gonna worry about it like coming off. And then to put it away, you just pull it away from the glass, rotate it in, and put it away. Now, I can definitely tell they made some changes to make this a lot easier, because on the iPhone 5, you had to work at it a little bit more. So I can flip it out, I can put that lens on. If I wanna go to another lens, I just pull it out, rotate 2 clicks, pull out the next lens, pop it into place, and I'm done, I'm ready to go. And if I want the last lens, pop it out, rotate 2 clicks, pull on it, done. You just wanna make sure that when you kick it out that you push it in a little bit. It doesn't seem like it goes perfectly in every single time. Let me try this one. Yeah, see, there's a gap. You don't want that. So you want to push it in. Just make sure that when you line it up, you push it in. And then for the circular polarizer, you can just rotate it, just like this. All right, so let's go ahead and try out some of these lenses. Here we got my little 3D printed Groot. And then over here we have He-Man with, of course, my beautiful face on it.
Hi, how's it going? What's going on, guys?
So right now you can see I don't have any lenses out. So it's just using the lens that's in the iPhone. So, well, it's technically always using the lens in the iPhone, but that's all it's using right now. So now what we're going to do is taking a look at my handsome self there. Let's go ahead and pull out one of the lenses. Let's go for the wide angle lens. So you can see right now, the way it looks. Now I'm going to pull out the wide angle lens. Now I just realized I ran into a problem. I put the lens upside down. Notice you do have to get that red dot lined up on the bottom. So you can put the lens on backwards. So if you notice none of them are pulling out, that's your problem. I don't know why they didn't key it so it can only go on one way. Okay, so we're going to switch to the wide. So now you can see there, you can see my little Barnacules dude in there. So we're going to go ahead and pull the lens back. That's the lens that's in the camera. And I pull this lens out, pop it into place. And you can see now it gets much more of them in the picture. Now they did make another modification to this, and that is you used to have to unscrew the lens to actually get between your macro lens and your wide angle lens. Now it's magnetized, so you just grab it and pull it out, which is much easier than having to mess with threads. So now to demonstrate on Groot here, let's go ahead and pull a little Groot out. I'm going to show you what it looks like if I get the camera up really, really, really close. You can see I can't focus. It's too close. It's blurry. Now if I pull this lens out, look how close that is. I mean, it's amazingly detailed and sharp. And then to go back to your wide angle, you just drop it in there, and the magnet grabs it, and you're good to go. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and pull out the fisheye. And you see it is a dramatic fisheye. Now we see pretty much everything on the desk, including all the monitors way up here in the background. Now you do get that black ring around the outside, but that's pretty much to be expected with fisheye. So now the last lens you have is the circular polarizer, which honestly outside would be the best demonstration for this, but it's dark out right now. But the way that the circular polarizer works is it affects how light reflects back to the lens. So rotating it, you can see, like for instance, see my computer monitor up there? See, there's the computer monitor. Now watch, as I rotate it, I can actually cancel out that light. Now it looks like the monitor's off, because any light that's coming directly at the camera is being refused. So you can play with the polarizer outside to like clear up images, looking at water, looking through glass. Like if you want to take a picture of somebody through a car window, not that you should be doing such a thing, but if you did, and it was a sunny day, this would allow you to cut all of the glare and reflection off the window. Now, another neat thing, obviously, is if all these lenses can be used with photos, they can also be used with videos and slow-mo and everything like that. Like right now, I'm just going to take a quick little video here, and then I'm going to turn the circular polarizer so you can see it canceling out the light from the screens and the reflections. I mean, that's pretty cool. Now, there are a few downsides, of course, just like with anything, and that is if you do have one of the lenses out, like the circular polarizer, for instance, it blocks the flash. You can clearly see the flash is right there. When you pull it out, it blocks it. So if you have the camera set up to do auto flash, your photos won't come out right. So make sure that when you're using these lenses, you tell whatever application you're using to disable the flash. Another thing I noticed is when you detach the lens pack, you can still open one of the lenses. So if this was in your pocket, in theory, that could pop open and that lens could get scratched up. Now there is a way to fix that, and that is when it's on the phone, you need to make sure that you click it 1/2 turn, and it makes a click noise so that all the lenses are locked. And then when you detach it, all the lenses are locked and none of them will come out. But you have to be conscious of that, because if you just pop a lens back and flip it off and stick it in your pocket, you could have that lens come out and it potentially get scratched in your pocket or broken. You know, the whole real cool thing about this is that everything is self-contained and protected. So you can toss this thing in a bag, throw it in your laptop bag, stick it in your pocket, and you don't have to worry about breaking those lenses. Now, generally, when I use this thing, I just leave the lens pack on it, and I stick it in my pocket just like this, and I don't have a problem with it. But the awkward shape could be a problem for you, depending on how big your pockets are on your pants, how you carry it. But if you have a purse or something like that, or you're carrying it in a bag and you put your phone somewhere else, I mean, it's all personal preference. But for me personally, I just like to leave the lens pack on it. I do tend to take the little kickstand and throw it in my laptop bag, but to be honest, I haven't ever really used the kickstand for the phone, because I leave the lens pod on it and I just never take it off. Plus, you'll notice the lens pod itself acts as a kickstand. You don't have as much control over the angle, but at least you can put the phone up. All right, so I guess the last thing to look at is this, the new guy, the ring light. This is brand spanking new. I've never seen it before, and this is something that I'm actually excited about, and I'll tell you why. Because one, ring lights are awesome, but two, when this case first came out, it only had this one lens kit for it. And I was like, this is a modular design. There should be more than one attachment for it. And I had high hopes that new attachments were going to come out, and I didn't see them for a while. But now I see that this lighting attachment came out, and it kind of opens up a door for a whole bunch of new attachments I hope Ztylus is creating. All right, so open sesame. Looks like it's the exact same packaging. Opened up, it looks like we have some different instructions this time. The RV-L1 LED light ring, continuous light for smartphone video or pictures. That is fantastic. It's only 1.4 ounces in weight. It's powered by 3 AA batteries, so it's not powered by the phone, guys. I didn't really expect it to be, because obviously there's no complex wiring going from the USB port up to the back of the case. So you do have to put batteries in it, but again, it's LED, so it'll probably last a really long time on 3 batteries. Here we have the ring light itself right here. It's incredibly lightweight, but granted, I haven't put any batteries in it yet. Batteries are heavy, but I didn't realize this, but it actually comes with a bunch of little diffusers. If you look on the front here, so that's just bare LEDs, and then it's got this guy right here that pops on, and that's like a little bit of a diffuser. And then you have this guy, the little solid diffuser. This is what I use on my LED light that you guys see me under right now. It kind of gives you a soft light. And then you have one here to change the color temperature. Also, it looks like inside you have another little pouch to store this in so you don't damage it when you put it in your pocket. And it also came with a little nut here. So it looks like with that little adapter, you can just take your little desktop tripod, hook it on there, and now you've got a little desk ring light. That is actually really cool. I did not realize it had that. That's fantastic. All right, so the power on the unit, you just push the little red button on the side there, and you have 2 dials on the side. One controls the really bright white, brilliant white LEDs, and the other one controls the more yellowish LEDs, so that you can play with the 2 of them to get the color temperature that you're looking for. And then, of course, you have these little diffuser rings that you can put on here, and you just line those up with the little holes. I can't say I'm too excited about that design. There's literally like little pins that you stick the thing into. I kind of wish that they had to just put a magnet in the ring so that it would just pop on there and pop off. So that's a little bit of a pain, but you can see here at full brightness, that's actually pretty bright. I mean, look at Groot here. We'll try it with the camera too, but it's pretty bright, full tilt. And then, of course, you've got the option of changing the color temperature. I bumped the little light. You put the little purple guy on there, change the color temperature yet again, or put this guy on here. It's like gives you like a really soft ring. So you do have a lot of little lighting options for just a little piece of kit. So let's go ahead and stick it on the phone. Now, of course, the disadvantage of this is that you can't use these lenses while you're using the ring light. So with the ring light, you can only use the built-in camera, but obvious limitation, right? I mean, you can understand why that's occurring. And you do notice it's like really, really bright, but if I touch the screen and it focuses, it can drop the ISO and you basically get a much sharper picture. But let's say, like in this case, the lighting is too intense. So let's go ahead and turn it down. Okay, I want to turn the yellow one down. Let me just turn the white up just a little bit. I can get it exactly where I want it to get the exposure that I want. So it definitely gives you a lot of artistic freedom because you can, I mean, you can literally like, look, so that's really yellow. And I can see I can kind of turn up the white and start pulling it out of the yellow. And then if it's too bright, I can pull back some of the yellow and some of the white. But it is very, very sensitive. Now, guys, I think I just figured something out. The little adapter nut that I showed you earlier, I'm figuring things out here, guys. If you look, if I screw that on, well, that's attached to the phone, and I screw the tripod onto that ring, I think you see where I'm going with this, right? You basically have a tripod-mounted iPhone with a ring light. So I take back everything I said about that. I think that little nut is awesome. Don't lose that because, you know, I could use this for all kinds of stuff. Like if you're sitting there and you just wanted to record yourself on your desk, you got yourself on the go for live streaming. You know, you could use something like Meerkat and you've got a ring light on there. You've got a tripod, everything all in something that could basically fit in your pocket. That is really clever. And then you just close the ring light, snaps into place, and turn the power off. Now, I am worried that these LEDs are directly exposed, even without these guys on. So you always want to make sure that you have at least one of these protective covers on at all times. Otherwise, something's going to poke those LEDs and break them. So guys, I really do like the ring light. I think it's very, very cool. I love the fact that that little adapter actually is a tripod mount also. That is phenomenal because now you've got a way to not only have a ring light, but to easily mount the thing on a tripod. And that's something usually you need to buy a different case for. But the things I don't like is how exposed the LEDs are without the filters on them. I don't like the fact that the filters themselves have to go on with these little plastic pegs because if you don't get the plastic pegs lined up perfectly, you end up pushing them into the LEDs. And that's a really fast way to probably wear this out or break it. So just be very, very careful putting the filters on. But Ztylus, if you're listening, I think it's a good idea to probably redesign those to use some kind of a magnet on the outer edge or something like that, because I think those little pins are ultimately going to cause some problems. Now, another thing I would have changed is it has an on and off button that's really close to the case, and it's actually a little bit awkward to push from certain angles if you have this out. What I would have preferred is if the ring light would turn on when you flip it out. If there was just a switch built in there, so it's like ring light off, ring light on. I think that probably would have been better. But once I added the batteries and it got a little weight to it, it actually does feel good. It's not squeaky, it's not bendy. Everything seems to move pretty good. I did notice that one of the knobs drags a little. Like you can hear the little teeth rubbing on the inside of the plastic, and the other one moves perfectly smooth. But aside from that, it's pretty good. I like the fact that I actually have 2 of these now that I can carry around my lens pack and my ring light. And to be honest, the ring light is super impressive. I can see myself using this for all kinds of videos and stuff. If you guys are wondering why I'm sweating my ass off, it's because I've had the air conditioner off for so long. It's about 100 degrees in here right now. All right, guys, well, that's my review for the Ztylus case for the iPhone 6, including both the lens pack and the ring light. I have to say the ring light is really, really cool, and I think this has taken Ztylus in a really neat direction. I want to see a lot more accessories like this. And I do like the light overall. It's great. I'm going to use it a lot, but I do think there's some room for improvement. Now, the lens pack, they've already improved on greatly in the RV2 by having the spring-loaded mechanisms when you pull them out, so they come out like a switchblade. And I also like the fitment a little bit better and just the way it feels. So they did do a really, really good job improving this. And the case design itself is actually fantastic. The way that they did the mechanism to hold the case together and the texture on it and everything, it's a very, very easy case to hold, even when you have one of the attachments on it. And honestly, for me, like when I'm talking on it, I actually like having the lens on there because it just gives you more phone to hold on to. It just feels more substantial in your hand. And I also like that they came with their own pouches, and I like that it came with their little ring light diffusers, or filters rather. But you do have to be careful not to lose things, because you do have that little bolt for the tripod mount that you have to keep track of. I would probably just leave that permanently screwed onto the ring light, even though it's a little bit awkward, or permanently screwed onto my tripod, wherever that is. And as far as the little filters themselves, you do have to be a little bit careful with them because you don't want to be poking the LEDs when you're putting them on and taking them off. So just have some care with that. But as a package, if you're a photographer on the go, the iPhone already takes amazing pictures. It really does. Are they super high megapixel or are they raw? No. But as far as just a point and click picture that goes straight to social media or goes straight up to a site or something like that to capture an instant moment, having those extra lenses, I mean, is going to do wonders for you. If you're out shooting video and stuff like that, having a fisheye lens when you need a fisheye lens is fantastic. And that's why I liked my first case for the iPhone 5S, and I'm really, really glad that they sent me another one for my iPhone 6. So guys, if you have any questions, you can ask them down below in the comments, or you can come over and question me. I am at Barnacules over on Twitter. And also, if you guys want to buy this case, you can actually get the link from the video description. It will get you a 25% discount. That's actually a pretty substantial discount on this particular case and package. So check that out, guys, for sure. And also, if you guys want to pick up a funny shirt and help support the channel, head on over to shop.barnnerd.com. Yeah, I finally got a shirt store, and I've been putting up some pretty ridiculous stuff, as you can see here. All right, guys, well, I hope you enjoyed this review. Till next time. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please take a moment and subscribe to my channel. It helps me a lot. Also, come over to Twitter. I'm at Barnacules. I'm a real social guy. Also, if you have a couple of minutes, check out some of these many other videos. I made them myself.